Trump and Tim Cook during a White House event last Wednesday. Tom Brenner, Getty Images During an on-camera White House event last Wednesday, President Donald Trump mistakenly referred to Apple CEO Tim Cook as Tim Apple. A clip of the humorous gaffe quickly went viral. Trump's mistake is embarrassing, but it's not like it's the end of the world. We've all made mistakes like that. Usually we acknowledge them and move on with our lives. But not Trump. 5 days later, on Monday morning, Trump posted a tweet in which he insisted that he meant to say Tim Apple all along. At a recent roundtable meeting of business executives, the fake news was disparagingly all over this. Trump, at Real Donald Trump, March 11, 2019. Trump's explanation doesn't even make any sense. Cook has one fewer syllable than Apple, so Trump's gaffe did not end up saving him any time. On Friday, Trump, who last year admonished his supporters that what you're seeing and what you're reading is not what's happening, dismissed video of his flub as fake news. From Axios, Trump told the donors that he actually said Tim Cook Apple really fast, and the Cook part of the sentence was soft. But all you heard from the fake news, he said, was Tim Apple. Two donors who were there told me they couldn't understand why the president would make such a claim given the whole thing is captured on video. Nobody cared, they said, and Tim Cook took it in good humor by changing his Twitter profile to Tim Apple. I just thought, why would you lie about that, one of the donors told me. It doesn't even matter. Trump has a long history of getting names wrong on camera. In fact, Tim Apple wasn't the first time he's referred to a CEO by calling them the name of their company. Last year, he referred to Lockheed Martin CEO Marillyn Hewson as Marillyn Lockheed. Trump has long been unwilling to acknowledge minor errors. Vox even did a piece on it in 2016, when the Trump campaign was refusing to admit the obvious about how Melania Trump's Republican National Convention speech lifted phrases from Michelle Obama's Democratic Convention speech 8 years earlier. This tendency often manifests itself during speeches and other public events, when Trump will pretend his misstatements were intentional. Trump does that thing where he botches a word while reading but pretends he meant to do it. Joining us from Kuwait is the Central Command Response and Crisis Response. I have to say you have shown great leadership. pic.twitter.com/Q5MTTF3, Aaron Rupert, at a trooper, November 22, 2018. In the case of Tim Apple, the White House also tried to make it seem like there was a method to Trump's mistake. The official transcript of the event added dashes to suggest Trump was trying to specify what company Cook is associated with, despite video evidence being conclusive that he just misspoke. Tim Apple is also not the first time Trump has tried to draw into question an incident people clearly saw with their own eyes on video. In November 2017, The New York Times reported that Trump privately told a U.S. senator and a senior advisor that the Access Hollywood tape in which he brags about groping women was somehow inauthentic, even though he previously apologized for it. During a news conference last June in Singapore following his first summit with Kim Jong-un, Trump accidentally gave up his game. Asked what he'd do if Kim proved him wrong by not following through on his denuclearization promises, Trump said, "I may stand before you in 6 months and say, hey, I was wrong. I don't know that I'll admit that, but I'll find some kind of an excuse. Nuclear weapons are a big deal. Tim Apple is not." Yet in both cases, Trump refuses to be accountable. The news moves fast. To stay updated, follow Aaron Rupert on Twitter, and read more of Vox's policy and politics coverage.